Hi everyone, this is Shay Bynes from GoodFaithInvesting.com, and I'm pleased to bring you part 3 of MustKnowInvesting.com's Best and Brightest Women in Real Estate Investing. Patrick asked us to talk about what it was like getting started in real estate investing and our first deal, and then provide some words that could be of an encouragement to those who are watching the video. So, my husband and I, we learned about real estate investing the same way a lot of other people did, reading Robert Kiyosaki books and listening to Carlton Sheets, no money down courses, right? So, but I got to tell you, from the time that we decided that real estate investing was a great vehicle for wealth creation and the time that we actually took a step out there and did something, there was a 6-year gap there. And when we did get started, we were rather conservative. What we did is we purchased a home that needed fixing up, and we decided to buy it and live in it. It wasn't a terrible wreck, but it did need some work. It absolutely did. And so we did the work while we lived in it. And then after we lived in it for a bit, we moved into another place, and actually put tenants in there. So that was our very first rental property. I'll tell you, in terms of one of the things we really had to overcome, an obstacle, I guess you'd say, is when we decided to do our first rehab property. We learned from the school of the hard knocks, let me tell you. We ended up making nothing on our first rehab flip, I gotta tell you. But you know what? The process of the learning, what we learned in that process was invaluable. I mean, I always recommend people to get mentors and really understand, get educated on what you're doing. We didn't get ourselves in trouble, but we didn't make anything, but we just learned so much from that process, and we knew exactly the things that we needed to do, how to evaluate deals better, how to keep control of our costs better, how to deal with the changing market. We're in South Florida down here, pretty volatile market. It's taken a huge dip in terms of values here. So we just learned tremendous lessons that are really invaluable from that process. And we could have decided, this didn't work really well, but at the same time, we said, you know what? We've learned something, and we're going to move forward from here. And that first property that we actually decided to rent out, turns out the tenants stopped paying, and instead of putting new tenants in there, we actually decided to sell it, and we made a very pretty penny on selling that property. So it all worked out in the end. It was a blessing in disguise that the tenants decided to stop, paying their rent. So since then, we've been acquiring rental properties, really working with private money lenders to build the rental portfolio, but at the same time focus on doing some wholesale deals and some flips so that we can pay off our rental property. So that's our strategy and focus. And as far as advice, what I would like to share is that when you're getting started and when you're going through this process, it's so easy to look at what other people are doing. And when you look at what they're doing and people are successful doing something in real estate investing, what will happen is you'll be on one path, and you'll be pretty focused on that one path and say, you know what, this is what seems to be good for me, and I'm focused on that path. But it's so easy to get distracted because John is doing terrific with his strategy, and Jill is doing phenomenally, flipping houses, right, or doing wholesale deals, and somebody else is doing a fantastic job doing mobile homes or whatever, right? I mean, whatever it is, there's always going to be other people who are doing terrific and are really in their niche and in their focus and very successful. And I'd say don't get off of your path, right? Stay focused on what your goals are and what you're doing to fulfill those goals, and don't be distracted by everyone else's success. Let it be a motivator. Don't let it be a distraction, okay? So that's some of the best advice that I could think of to share, because I think it's really important, because sometimes people get discouraged when things aren't moving quickly. And this isn't always a fast process, okay? But you cannot give up. You just got to keep going, and success will be yours. So speaking of that, I do have something I did want to share with all of you. I have a report or an ebook, and it's what it is a 7-day action plan for aspiring real estate investors. So whether you are brand spanking new and just trying to figure out, this real estate investing thing sounds great, I don't know where to start, or even if you've already started and you're making progress, but you're just, you're really working on those first few deals, right? If that's you, this is for you. This downloadable is for you. So I strongly encourage you to check it out. And it's my sincerest hope that you will find a lot of value in it and that it'll really get you off the fence and get going. Or if you're already on the path to get going, that it'll help you take things to the next level. So again, this is Shay Bynes with goodfaithinvesting.com. And I'm here to present to you part 3 of mustknowinvesting.com's Best and Brightest Women in Real Estate Investing. Stay tuned for next week. Have a great one.